Hello everyone, welcome to What National Channel for UPSC examination. Now this video lecture is brought to you by the Vishal International Education Services, and if you have any query or questions relating with the preparation of the botany for the UPSC mains examination, feel free to contact on the mobile number which is given on the screen, okay? But please remember this is only the WhatsApp and the Telegram number, so don't call, okay? You should not call on this cell phone, and because there is nobody to receive it in this particular lockdown periods, so you can WhatsApp us or the Telegram us, right? We can message back to you. So in this way we can solve many queries online, okay? And if you want to email us, use this particular email ID, that is viaeduservices@gmail.com, okay? And if you haven't subscribed to the broadcast channel, please subscribe to Bhatt National Channel for UPSC examination, and feel free to join our Telegram channel as well, where there is a regular update relating with the video lectures. Okay. Now, if you are preparing for the Botany optional for the UPSC mains examination, feel free to check our membership offers at the Botany optional for UPSC. See, there is a level 1, level 2, and the level 3 memberships are available. At a level 1, you will have the 159 per month membership, in which you will get the first unit assess, that is microbiology and the plant pathology. Then there is a level 2 which is given at the 1199 per month, in which the whole paper 1 5 units you can assess on the Botany National channel, okay? And at the level 3 we are providing both the units at the 3999 price per month, okay? So you can take these memberships if you are preparing for the Botany optional in the UPSC mains examination, and you can speed up your Botany optional preparation, okay? Our next topic is the energy plantation. As you know, we are dealing with the fourth unit of the paper 1, and in that particular fourth unit, we have to study the economic botany, and many topics relating with the economic botany we have completed so far. And our next topic is the energy plantation. Okay, so we are dealing with the paper 1 and the chapter number 4, that is the plant resource development, and we are studying the energy plantation. Okay, we should understand what do you mean by the energy plantation, then what are the benefits of the energy plantation, and how we can use this particular phenomenon in the Indian society to help the environment. Okay, so let us begin the introduction for this particular topic, which is called energy plantation. Consider the definition first. See, the energy plantation is the practice of planting trees purely for their use as a fuel. Okay, so basically it is a practice of planting the trees. Okay, we plant such a trees which are giving us the high energy per acre. That is, the area is considered, and in that particular area, if you plant this much amount of the trees, how much energy these plants are giving to us in the form of fuel or any other form. So basically, planting the trees purely for their use as a fuel or for the production of particular energy, this is called as the energy plantation, because primarily we are dealing with the energy, that is whatever the energy is there within the plant bodies, and these plant bodies, when we burn them, we starts to collect the different types of the energies for the cooking purposes, for various household processes, okay, etc. So basically, when we plant a tree, to extract energy out of it or to take the maximum energy out of it, this type of plantation is considered as a energy plantation. Because you know, there is an agricultural plantation in which we collect the seeds majority of the time, or the other parts of the plant body, to be harvested and sold into the market, okay, purely for the food purposes. But here we are, the purpose of the planting tree is the energy. Whatever the energy he is gathered throughout its life, this particular energy we want to harvest, and that is why, for that particular reason only, we have planted these trees. Okay, then in such a case we use the word energy plantation. Whenever we say energy plantation, one thing should be clear, that this plantation is not for the food purposes, just like we do in the agriculture. The agriculture is completely different thing, but here the energy plantation refers to the particular tree plantation which will give us the fuel, okay, in any form, okay, whether it is in the wood, okay, whether it is in the purified chemical form, whatever the form of the energy is there, but these are plantation of the trees is purely for the energy purpose, then we say such a plantation is the energy plantation, right? Now see, the terrestrial biomass, that is the wood plants, have been used since the long time to generate the fire for cooking and for the other purposes. We are doing this since long period of time, okay? Whatever the terrestrial biomass is there, you can see the terrestrial biomass which is accumulated inside the plant body. We are using this accumulated accumulated biomass within the plant body for our cooking purposes. Okay, we are using the woods for the fire to cook our food material. So since the ancient time, we are using the energies which are present within the plant body. But when we talk about the energy plantation, we are specifically talking about the some of the species of the plant which can generate the very good quality of energy, and that particular good quality of energy plants, we have to grow them collectively in order to extract the maximum energy out of it. Okay, and such a type of plantation is called as the energy plantation. While for the regular energy harvesting, we are using the forest plants till that. Okay, and that is why there is a new problem which is called as the deforestation is occurring. Okay, because we are largely cutting the trees for our firewood purposes, and due to this deforestation, the habitat is lost for the many animal species as well. Okay, so here we have to understand that the energy plantation is the plantation purely for the energy purposes, and hence it is popularly called as the energy plantation, and the terrestrial biomass we are using since the long period of time. Now consider the second point. See, in this context, the crops producing the hydrocarbons are very, very important. Okay, whatever the crop material is there, which is able to produce the hydrocarbons. Now, these are crop plants which are very, very popular for the production of the hydrocarbons. These plants are particularly called as the petro plants. Okay, so basically, petro plants. This term is relating with the energy plantation because, as you know, petro this stands for the petrol, and whatever the plants are there which are able to produce these kinds of hydrocarbons, which is later used in the petro technology, then hence such a particular plants are called as the petro plants. Okay, so basically in this context of the energy plantation, the crops which are very helpful in producing the various kinds of the hydrocarbon which can be later harvested to create the purified form of the fuel, such a plants are called as the petrified plants or the petro plants. Okay, this can accumulate the photosynthetic products like the hydrocarbons of the high molecular weight. Now whatever the hydrocarbons they were creating in the process of photosynthesis, these hydrocarbons can be used to create the high energy fuel. Now this high energy fuel can be directly used as an energy source for the human activities, and that is why such a petro plants can be planted in a series like agriculture to extract the maximum hydrocarbons out of it. So within the energy plantation, you can give the examples of the petro plants, that these petro plants are very, very important because they were directly giving us the source of the energy in the purified chemical form, and because they were having the ability, the photosynthetic ability to produce the high amount of the hydrocarbons which are showing the very high molecular weight. Okay, so the petro plants are the very, very important examples of the energy plantation. Now consider, see, the most of the plants which are belonging to the Euphorbiaceae, then the Asclepiadaceae, then the Anacardiaceae, Asteraceae, and the Lamiaceae are the promising petro plants. Okay, you should know where these plants belongs to which family, that they were able to produce the high amount of the fuel within a very short occupied area, and we are able to produce the very high molecular weight hydrocarbons. Okay, and to which family they belong? So the majority members of the Euphorbiaceae, Asclepiadaceae, Anacardiaceae, Asteraceae, and the Lamiaceae are the petro plants. Okay, the name of the families are important here because in the UPSC maths you have to put forward the example in order to justify your points. Okay, and as you know, energy plantation, this is quite a social issue now. This is not the typical botany topic, but the energy plantation is a social issue because nowadays, due to the scarcity of the fuel, or say we are maximally taking out the petrol and diesel from the ground. Due to this, the whatever the energy sources are there which are present below the ground, they are got exhausted. Okay, now sooner or later they will got exhausted, and we will require to have the alternative form of the energy. So in such a case, the petro plants are the promising thing, and we can do the energy plantation for these petro plants in order to extract the maximum fuel. Okay, and to which families this particular petro plant belongs? They belongs to the Euphorbiaceae, Asclepiadaceae, Anacardiaceae, Asteraceae, and the Lamiaceae family. Okay, now in that particular we can take the example of a Euphorbia letharis. Okay, this is the Euphorbia letharis plant of the family Euphorbiaceae, and it is considered as the most suitable petro crop. Okay, because this particular plant is able to produce the 5% of the oil and the polymeric hydrocarbons, which is considered as the highest within the plant kingdom. So the example like Euphorbia letharis will be the very important example in the UPSC maths, because if you are explaining the energy plantation in that particular category, you should show the example that which plant we can use for the energy plantation. So in such a case, give the example of the Euphorbia letharis, which belongs to the family Euphorbiaceae, because it is most suitable petrocarp as it contains the 5% of the oil and the polymeric hydrocarbons. Okay, so basically while explaining the energy plantation, you can put forward the petro plants example, because these petro plants can be future alternatives for the diesel and the petrols. Okay, now consider, The next slide. See some of the examples of the petrocarps are. See here the five examples are given, and you should carefully remember all these five examples because these are the typical petrocarp examples to be mentioned in the mains examination. See Nerium odorum. This is the Nerium odorum plants which belongs to the Apocynaceae family. Then Calotropis giganta, which belongs to the Asclepiadaceae family. Of course, we have discussed this particular plant. Then the Jatropha circus, which belongs to the Euphorbiaceae family. This one, and the Arjumon mexicana, which belongs to the Papaver family. This plant we also have discussed. Okay. Now Cerotegia tuberosa is another example which belongs to the Asclepiadaceae family. So all these five are the typical examples of the petrocarp plants which can be put forward in the mains examination. Okay, so what are the features of the energy plantations? Okay, what are the different ways that we can actually plant the plants for the energy purposes? See the good amount of heat contained in their wood. Okay, whatever the plant species which are selected for the energy plantation, these are showing the very high heat contained in their wood. Okay, whatever the wood is produced by them, this wood contains the very high amount of heat. Literally, we are saying the high amount of fuel or the high amount of energy is present within the wood of this plant, and hence we can use such a species to have the energy plantation. Okay, so the very good amount of heat contained in the wood of the plant which makes this particular plant very specific, and hence we can use such a kind of plants for the energy plantation. Now these woods are very low in sulfur, and hence they are non-polluting. Okay, that is the sulfur content of the wood is very less, and due to less sulfur content, after burning this plant will not pollute the environment. So that is why they are typically non-polluting. Okay, this is the great advantage of the energy plantation, that we should plant such a plants that that are non-polluting in nature, that they should have the very low concentration of sulfur within their plant bodies. Okay, so the wood low in the sulfur, and hence they were always non-polluting in nature. Then the ash, whatever the ash is there which is created after the burning this particular wood, is a valuable fertilizer. Okay, so the alternative source of the fertilizer is also generated through the energy plantation, because once we do the energy plantation by using the specific species of the plant, if that plant is showing the very good heat in that wood, or it is showing the very less content of the sulfur, and upon burning if it is creating the fertilizer, then this can be considered as a very ideal plant for the energy plantation. So if the wood after the burning is creating the valuable fertilizer, then the whatever the burden is there on the fertilizer industries to produce the large amount of fertilizer for the large agricultural land, this can be removed by using this particular energy plantation technique. Okay, so the good amount of heat should be there in the wood of the energy plantation plant. The whatever the plant is selected, it should be having the very low sulfur, and hence it should be the non-polluting. Then whatever the wood this particular plant is creating after burning, it should have the very good amount of the fertilizer. All these categories, are all these features are making that particular plant very suitable for the energy plantation. Okay, now rising the plantations in the erosion prone lands helps it to reduce the soil erosion. As you know, we have discussed the soil erosion at a length, and this soil erosion problems, that is when the upper layer of the fertile soil is got removed from the soil, that soil automatically become desertic soil. Okay, and no other plant life is booming there. So in such a case, we can do the energy plantation by using that particular land. Okay, whatever the lands are there which are got soil eroded, these are soil eroded plants on such a soils, if you do the energy plantation, we can restore these particular lands, and we can take out the maximum energy which is produced by that plant, plus also we can restore the soil eroded soil. So in this way, both the problems, both the social as well as environmental problems can be solved. Socially, we can obtain the maximum energy out of that plant, and environmentally, we can restore the soil erosion. Okay. Then this particular energy plantation is also helps in the rural employment generation. Okay. If we select the any area for the energy plantation, then the surrounding villagers can support this energy plantation, and in this way, the employment can be generated through this particular program. Okay. So the energy plantation have very good features. That is, we can obtain the good type of the wood which can have the high heat content. Then we have the very less sulfur content in such a species, so non-polluting wood can be created. As we burn this particular wood, we can obtain the valuable fertilizers as well, and we can also avoid the soil erosion by using this particular energy plantation. Plus, it can also generate the rural employment. Okay, so what is the significance of this particular energy plantation? Okay, we have discussed many points regarding the significance of the energy plantation, but from the human point of view, we should know what is the importance of this particular energy plantation. See, in the recent years, to meet the ever-growing demand of the energy, the plantation energy of the plant is the solution for this particular problem. That is, as you know, the population of the world is getting higher and higher each day, and in order to provide the food material or growing need of the energy to this population, we should be starting using the energy plantation, because this energy plantation have this feature that at the small land area it will produce the maximum amount of the energy, okay, and which can be the best provided for the ever growing population of the world. As the population of the world will grow in the similar way, simultaneously the energy need will also grow. Then in such a condition, energy plantation will provide a very good alternative of the energy, right? See, the technique used is a high density energy plantation. See, where the plants were planted very close to each other, and they were producing the very high quality of energy. Hence, the high density plants were planted in this particular technique, and due to this, in a very short land, you can produce the large amount of energy. So, this is the very high significance for this particular energy plantation technique, because at the very small farm land, you can produce the maximum amount of energy. See, the which provide more energy for the from the small land. See, furthermore, it's eco-friendly technique which of obtaining the energy. That is, whatever the energy sources today we are using, for example, the diesel and the petrol, we are exhausting these biofuel sources, because there is a limited diesel and petrol type of the chemicals within the earth surface, and we are exhausting these resources. But here, what we are using the eco-friendly technique. Now, this particular eco-friendly technique will create the eco-friendly energy, and we can harvest this energy for the human purposes, okay. Then in such a case, it will not affect the environment in a negative way. Hence, this particular energy plantation technique is an eco-friendly technique, and it is better than the other technique of the energy through which the humans tries to extract the fuel. Okay, so this is all about the introduction for energy plantation. So this is all about this topic. Okay, thank you very much for watching this video. Please like this video, share this video with your friends who are studying the botany, and if you haven't subscribed to the Botany After channel yet, please subscribe to the Botany After channel for UPSC examination. Again, thank you very much for giving your time. See you in the next video lecture. Thank you.